drinking champagne because yesterday I released a trailer for Gunpoint to announce that it's coming to Steam, which is something I've known for a while, so I'm not actually celebrating that. But more recently, as in about 3 minutes ago, I sort of finalised and compiled a build of Gunpoint, which I just finished playing through, which is something I'm happy to call a beta, which, I'm saying which a lot. What that means is that there's still loads left to fix, and it's going to be horribly buggy, and there's going to be all kinds of problems with it. But there's nothing left to add now, so it's all kind of in there, and my criteria for it basically is when I play through the things I'm writing down loads of things wrong with it. But they're not things that make me want to like cry. I'm not seeing things thinking, oh god. There are like just one or two of those left, and I fixed those, and so now it's just lots of little things and lots of things I haven't foreseen and things that testers are going to find. But basically, Gunpoint is a beta. Woo! I thought I'd celebrate by A, getting drunk on champagne for the rest of the day, and possibly reading a book in the sun and not doing any game development for a few hours. And B, my friend Craig pointed out that in the trailer yesterday, YouTube's automated closed captioning system came up with a fantastic protagonist name. At one point it thinks I'm saying Bruce Etiquette, which is an awesome name for someone. So I thought I'd do transcription whispers, which is you can actually just print out the whole transcription of the entire video, like the captions that it's going to use at various timestamps, and I'm going to read them and then see what the closed caption makes of my reading of what it was actually said I was saying in the last video. System Point, it's Taste of Puzzle game, and for PC that I'm working on, where you place freelance by he takes chose which clients to break, and I scooted buildings in steel plate. Administrator tries in the GPS data, so S you can see abrupt. Projectile trousers let me jump reply. I've got whack. I've got whack. Plus then a slight apartment buildings. And across the country, which means they don't fall, to my death summers. I'm going to get it uses the cross-think, which lets you search this mode where you can see or Detroit's new building, and you can track them around to why the Nabil you on the world, sorry, no. Miller's witch for the flight, second wife to the floor. Or welcome Wyatt to this couple. And whatever, scissors, troubles, weapon, and I'm way to do, because I should hope that 40, so that, he too much, on support, and I can even jump out. So bios want a television, or read about this PC down here, to steal daytime PayPal. And he got any I can to Bruce Etiquette, because that truck was on second. Aniket to that circuit box to tap into it, because guarding that Sandinista destruction. So do that by going up, in, and out of town. Not going to get out of there, so, but not to take the stairs and access a bunch of moisture from the head. The way I'm going to do it is modernity jumping out of this window on the right. So when I get down there, I want to get into that door, and while I was working at all, looked at now opposing coconut reptile. Now opposing coconut reptile. But they do that, me pay it, it'll shut again, park reject. Since there are no why this camera to the couple, then when I get in, I'll sense me. And doesn't cut open that account. So himself, full open him up, and just didn't see me. And I'm down, and I think this is why the place which the door and okay, liberals think this is a gadget you have to use. A time to progress is kind of what Mr. Bottles of Ice Storm The time to progress is what Mr. Bottles of Ice stole. Off that, will gadgets optional, and that more combined sometime before, tell you to play the way you want to come in on. So you pick that was a place talk. So when I jumped out the window, that broke without noise, and carpet came running. Combi, most of the ecclesiastical cushcracker. Combi, most of the ecclesiastical cushcracker. What is cushcracker? I love that. So if you get to a trainee level, where unique gadgets progression teachers have to use it, and surprised us strategies. But if I click needed to record his bracelet, and this is back on the floor, using air power has been drained by the tracker. Typically, doctor that shit. Veggies, progressively then also, one must training old status. Laptop somewhere that's not an option to do. Suspicious of contained female at his home. McNuggets, no. Sooner than actual chose group. Pranks. Pranks possum. Why didn't I think of calling it the pranks possum? This is Perry. Device for granted, getting rid of people in the Leaf way. But you have to be a bit sort of secured, and it's about their passwords and levels Burrington in 2000 detachment. Snivelling to shock, so important, part of my husband's knocks, which is great. About this guy is coming next written about a year and making some extra. So the prime time on the issue power through the power socket to another device to rectify connected up to the light switch, which is Mexico. And I think that's good. Saw Soldiers, my favourite school, the long shot, and evaporates across the police. Say that you could be why enemy comes, just like any other electric looks. Side, you can see your leg of the highlighted in red mountain track. Connections to a problem. If you drink it, connection. From a gum to something else. When the Gulf Coast of Fire, it is considered part of the little activate. Whatever's linked tick, and so that has different bunches, wise, you get back. Say something, and the other target is shot. So this guy, I mean, that actually requires the lights in terms of light speed, rescue me by the largest tool. And then governor. Items in particular kit, because although it's open for immediately, they can't be said the government and get back on the line, see this tournament. Times instead. Using that drained all the questions. Pick up for that reason, need again. And packages leave now dot. Those Easter Gazans, hopeful in the laptop. Appointment about getting now, this guy is and has kind of heavy on us, so you can't jump on him. And go behind the jump, but I'm not mistaken, 3 da ka. If you want something to it down, then voters booked once literature.com, high-pitched presslers which amicable go off. So you can force companies crossfire when they don't want to. Occurred in that area, box, and it doesn't really solve the problem when you get rid of these guys. So American Moline, the fact that gums don't work, they want something else. And also the fact that if something is wanted on the Sky Golf, so I want guy in front not to be a cutie. I will back behind him, tissue without meaning to it, so then why not, right? From Try, Sapphire Comeback, it's going to talk about music and Buttercup, so sent into gadgets and Michael Susan. Buildings Intruders announced that companies come distance, and double shippers 1 more year ago. Bypass talk right now. And of disintegration, using Steam achievements, working code if you think Sue Johnson, vitally creatures still force it. Who's been help me working just, purely after Brandon Indeed University, which is also in, I do restore your price, yet from the flight out through snow, that article by selling so fast for some Steam is great to achieve. And as he feels the reason, Contemporary Places record, not proving, supposed to use your own criticism of his books. Wanted to do. Last is, and if you want to gain outweighing a point, is coming out. Then War, when is the computer goals, whatever, comes out, or anything like that. And as a means to consult, you're completing gone.